We are standing up to fight, and who would have thought we'd come full circle? Mr. Donnie Archer from the Grab Life by the Controller podcast. Man, you have been on every single one of these charity streams, and you're here again, man. We're coming back to it. Welcome, man. It's good to have you with me.
Dude, it is honestly such a pleasure to be invited back, especially after last time.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is the second mental health charity stream we done. Happened last February 2020. And you were a crazy man having cupcakes with the hot sauce all over it. You raised
that's why I didn't know if I'd be invited back or not.
Of course, man. I mean, here's a bit of a backstory for those that are on the stream watching now. I've been streaming for about 2.5 years. This man was follower number 9. Right now, we are sitting on 750 followers over that 200 years, 2.5 years, and you are still here, and you are still going strong, man. So you've been around this in my environment for so long. So there's no way when I was doing this charity stream, like, your name was legit the first name I wrote down.
Dude, it does not feel like we've been friends for that long. I mean, it feels like you and I found each other like months ago, and we've just been hanging out, having a great time.
I know, man, and crazy to say with that 2.5 years, and obviously we're here talking about mental health today, but my God, have we both had roller coaster rides where mental health is concerned? It's been a journey.
I would hate to disagree with that, but I mean, the honest truth is real stuff happens to real people. And it's something that hits everybody. You might not realize it at the time. It might take you a while to look back and be like, that should have gone different, but I wasn't in the right space to accept it any other way. So, I mean, from the littlest things to the biggest of things, you know, we got to get everyone comfortable to talk about professional help, talk about their own mental health, talk about the mental health in their household. You know, as a dad, I'm not just in charge of my mental health. I look after, you know, my wife, I look after our children, and they do the same thing for me. Not everybody has a supportive household like we have. Times are rough everywhere, and people need to know that, you know, there's members of their community, whether it's streaming, if they like, you know, Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, comic books, movies, whatever. There are people in your communities, if not even your own hometown, that can be there for you, that can support you in your time of need.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's important. I mean, there are times that we feel alone. Luckily, the streaming world has been kind to me because there is people that share the same passions, the same directions in life, just that understand what it's like to sit in this chair on this side of the screens, I guess. You're one of them. You know what it's like to be in the driving seat of a stream, and sometimes that can take a big mental toll on you. Sometimes you just, you know, from what it looks like from the other point of view, isn't necessarily the same as how it feels, I guess. I mean, for me,
and it's all about finding people that can relate in any way. That's one of the reasons I love our conversations is you're on one side of the world, I'm on the other. We lead completely different lives, yet there's still so many similarities and experiences that we have that we can relate with one another.
Exactly, man. I mean, you've seen me go through some tough times, and it was literally just 10 hours ago. I spoke to you on the phone because I was having a real shit night. I came off a stream feeling pretty crappy. I just had a COVID test as well. I'm in this house by myself at the moment, and I won't even get into why. But it's just been a hell of a roller coaster, and 10 hours ago, we were talking. I've literally gone to bed, I've woken up, and we're here. And just goes to show, even though we're in different time zones, different places in the world with different shit going on, that we still find time to fit in to help one another. And I think that is, and I will say yours has been one of the most important friendships for me, because you've seen me grow from, streaming to 2 people to now streaming to an actual community. And not only that, but you've seen and had the behind the scenes look at what is going on outside of that as well. You've seen it from both sides of the curtain for me. And yet you were the person that I really turn to for advice, because you don't sugarcoat anything. And I really appreciate that friendship, because that is something in life that you don't really find. It's hard to find. Doesn't mean it's not out there, but it's hard to find someone that you gel with that can just be honest with you.
One thing about that, I'm 38, almost 39. I've lived, I've got many life experiences. I've been through practically everything that you can think of. And so I don't want the people that are dearest to me, and yes, you are dearest to me. You are not just a gaming friend, you are family that I've chosen. I don't want anybody close to me to go through any of the shit that I've been through. And if it's something that I've seen myself going through, or that, I'm on one side of the aisle watching it happen on the other, and, I've got a bird's eye view, if I can give any recommendations, any help, any guidance, I don't want anybody feeling the way that I did. So I feel it's the dad in me, for lack of a better term, lack of a better word. Like, I try to take care of everybody, because everybody that has stood by me, everybody who's supported me, they didn't have to. They chose to. And so I want to choose to take care of my friends like I feel like they've taken care of me, because little do you know how much of an impact that you've made on me. You and I have had some discussions during my dark days where, it took so much to get out of bed in the morning, and I had nothing to look forward to. And then we have a conversation, or I pop into your stream, and instead of making it like a huge thing, you're just welcoming and inviting, whatever you want to say, and I'm here for you. And that's how it should be.
I mean, I've always been one to say, always speak your mind. I don't see the point of holding my tongue when I feel a certain way about it, or I think a certain way about something. And I know some people see it as cockiness, other people see it as arrogance, or other people, or it's just they don't like exactly my way of doing things. And I've had a lot of backlash, because like they say, like, my mouth can get me into trouble. But one thing that I've always prided myself on is just being honest and saying things for how I see them. There's no beating around the bush. What you see is what you get. And I would rather, for my mental state, is for someone to tell me exactly the things that I'm doing right or doing wrong, or their honest opinion on me, or something like that. That would be less hurtful than someone telling me a whole bunch of things that aren't exactly the truth. Because I think that is one of the things that is the most detrimental to my own mental health. Is, unfortunately, during the past 2.5 years, I've had people blow smoke up my ass only just to stick a knife in my back. You know what I mean? And that's the kind of things that affect your mental health more than anything, because you start getting those thoughts in your mind, and when it's like a rinse and repeat process, you just start actually believing it.
Well, I don't know, and it's always better to know where you stand with somebody, so you can either keep doing something good, or you can improve, or you can decide if it's worth it.
Yeah, well,
and it is, as long as there's honesty and communication, everything else is simple. In theory, of course.
In theory, yeah. Well, what happened in November, which seems crazy, we started a massive community to help build small streamers, and in the first couple of weeks that was that took a lot of mental grit to get through that process. But still here standing strong with a community full of really loving and caring people, which I'm utmost proud of. But not only that, is for someone to almost tell me that I'm inconsiderate and that I was in it for myself, and I've always thought, that's not me. I've never been in it for myself. I've been in it for the fun, but I've always been very supportive of everyone. I've never made something about me, ever. You know, and it's like this stream here. People might see it, or has been told to me, that I'm only doing this to toot my own horn. Well, I'm here to say that's bullshit. Because, as you know, man, I'm here about mental health. Because I sit in this chair going through it every single day. And, you know, to think that people honestly think those things about me hurts. Because that isn't me.
Well, and the thing about it, the people that are saying it obviously don't know you. Like, they've never taken the time to actually talk with you, even like we're doing right now. Because anyone who has this kind of a conversation with you gets, like, a great sense of why you do it. And the reason why you support other streamers is because it's a passion. It's not just a passion for the game. It's a passion that you share with people who have an understanding of, you know, growing up with games, or playing a game to get over a certain memory or a feeling. You know, video games are freaking powerful. I've used Call of Duty to bond with my little brother back in the PlayStation 3 days when I didn't have any other soul on the planet to talk to.
Yeah, I mean, we have a platform to use our voice for the good. Why waste it on bitching and moaning about other people?
Exactly. That's not worth anyone's time. Unless you're a troll, then apparently it consumes you, and you know that falls back into the mental health that you really need to check where you're at, because you should never be intimidated by somebody else's success. You should be happy for them and with them, because they will honestly be as happy when you succeed as when they're succeeding themselves. That's when you know you found the right group.
I mean, here's the thing, and you know, people might have a different thought process on what I'm about to say, and that is the fact of, on Twitch, followers don't mean anything. What matters is that there is people in your chat talking to you. Doesn't matter whether I've got 300 followers, 700 followers, 2200 followers, it doesn't matter. What matters is the people that actually turn up to take their time out of their day to spend with you. There is billions of people in this world, man. Billions of people in this world, and the fact that even if it's 3 people have taken time out of their day to spend with you, be considerate of them and be appreciative of them. Don't go off and be annoyed at all the people that aren't there. Appreciate those that are. And I think that is the biggest misconception, man. That is the biggest misconception.
I will take it a step further. You and I have had some conversations. In my channel, knowing what I know about my family's history with depression, you know, anxiety, I appreciate lurkers. I appreciate the people that turn on my channel and use it like they are watching a TV show. They don't want to participate. They just want to watch either the game that I'm playing or to hear the goofy shit that comes out of my mouth. And the fact that they even show up just for that, like, it warms my heart, because there are a plethora, you know, of other streamers out there. I mean, beyond recognition, there's something for everybody out there. And apparently I'm something for people, and there's no better feeling than knowing that people care enough about the content that you're creating, whether you think it's good or not. If you're being genuine, people will find you and they'll be like, that is my kind of streamer.
Yeah, I mean, that's it.
And it's just an honor.
Yeah, dude. We, like I was saying before, we have a platform that we can use and do anything with. You run your own, I run my own. Whoa. Isn't it good to use that for the better?
Oh, definitely. I mean, if we can bring attention to something, to even just one person, if someone's like, you know what, I'm watching this now, I thought it was just me feeling this way. You know, I thought I was the odd man out, and then all of a sudden they can connect with something that you say or I say or somebody else says in the community, and they're like, you know what, I'm not alone. Even just that can do wonders to the way that a person feels. It validates that, you know, the feeling that they had was justified, and it's not just something that is inflicted on them, that others experience it as well. And then that way a light bulb goes off, and, you know, some of the self-doubt can go away, internal self-healing can happen, you know.
Well, that's it. I mean, I agree with you, man, because you know, on the Discord for Gaming Guild, we have a mental health section, and that was a mandatory thing on there. And someone posted something in there the other day that worried me. I'm not going to mention names because it's not what we're about. But I had a conversation with them privately, and they were in such a worse way than they made out in the public forum, which, you know, hurt my feelings a bit that someone could feel that way. But after actually just giving them a phone call all the way from the other side of the world, actually made a huge difference just to pick up the phone and talk to them for 10 minutes. It made a huge difference. And, you know, it was almost like if it doesn't take much to really make a difference. And I think it's something we should all be doing and all be considerate of, is that stop bitching and moaning about all the people that aren't doing anything, and just appreciate the ones that are there and that do care and are every day making an attempt to say hello and be more welcoming. You can't discredit someone for being that kind of person. And it's so hard when you sit here and you think you're doing all the right things, you think you're trying to be as welcoming to everyone and share the love around and just do what you can. And when someone questions your judgment and spurts out there like, that's not you, that hurts.
And one thing that I think people on both sides need to kind of better acquaint themselves with this kind of thinking is, you know, if you're being the aggressor in something like that, you have to sit there and think, well, I haven't shared my real struggles, my real strife with anybody else. It's all kept internally, and maybe that's why I'm lashing out like I am. You know, you've got to step back and think, do they know exactly what I'm dealing with? Because if they don't, it's not fair to put that kind of pressure on somebody, you know, to come at them aggressively. And then us on the other side, we have to realize that, you know, we haven't been in that person's shoes 100%.
Yeah, man.
And it's all about kind of forgiving, not just, you know, if I'm coming at you, I've got to forgive myself for whatever is going on out of my control, because I have the right to have those feelings. I don't have the right to take them out on people who didn't inflict anything.
Yeah. And no one can tell you that your feelings are wrong, because what you feel is how you feel, and no one else can judge that.
Exactly. But it is about, you know, internal self-monitoring. It's about owning up and taking responsibility for your actions, whether they're good or bad, because there can't be any healing without that. I mean, if I've ever damaged anything with you, I would come to you, I would apologize, I would explain my situation, and I know for a fact that you'd be like, don't even worry about it, you know, we're all good, you've been through some stuff,
I guess,
you know, water under the bridge.
I get where you're coming from. For me right now, I'm just sick of being told I'm responsible for everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
see, and
that is literally the constant battle I have in life right now.
That's deflection. That's from people who aren't willing to take the responsibility, because some people don't like to admit that they're wrong. But honestly, there's no room for growth if you can't admit that you're wrong. I admit that I'm wrong on a daily basis. I mean, I mess up at work because I'm, overloaded because I'm busy. I've had a sick kid at the house, so I'm trying to take care of him. Something gets overlooked. I can say, you want to know what? That's my bad. I'll go and fix it right now.
I'll own that
I really
shit.
do apologize.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people are like, okay, we're good. So, I mean, if I were to make excuses and be like, well, you dropped the ball on your end and this and that, all it does is create more contention and creates more of a divide, and it lessens the chance that we can come together and actually resolve anything.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly right, man. Like, I think for the last couple of months, I've just been blamed for a lot, in life, even on stream. But there's two sides to every coin, and both sides are used, so you can't turn around and say, it's only one person, it's only one side that does everything.
Well,
and
right now though, I do have to blame you for something.
Oh no, what have I done? Add it to the list.
You have taken up so much of my channel points in your stream with your wheel. I was saving them for the longest time for certain stuff I'm not going to mention here. But as soon as you added that wheel, I'm like, I cannot refrain from just playing that. It's like gambling to me. Like, I just want to see what happens. Everything is randomized.
Man,
I need to know.
I never thought that when I created a random wheel for a one-off stream in Halloween would have me walking over Lego bricks, barefooted, and then would turn into a staple on my stream of creating utter chaos.
Why would you do that to yourself?
My poor parents.
I step on Lego bricks in the middle of the night sometimes, and it is hell.
What people?
Why would you intentionally give you the opportunity to have that happen?
Well, here's a fun fact, and people may not know this, is that when I did the final Lego walk, which was unintentional, because the wheel span due to Thriller dance, and I realized, oh shit, my room is full with Lego bricks. So how am I going to do this dance in this room? And I didn't think about that prior to the wheel spin and the Lego bricks coming into play. So I was like, well, I've learned on it, I've got to do the Thriller dance. I did the Thriller dance on top of the Lego bricks. And what people don't know is, those like one brick, not small ones, but normal size Lego brick, but they're just like the one kind of, like one dot they clip onto. Well, one of those got lodged up in my heel, and I went back and sat down in my chair, and I stopped promoting the Lego walks, because for the last 40 minutes of that stream my heel was bleeding, and I just wanted to keep the stream up because I committed to 4 hours, and I was like, there's no way I'm finishing this early. After the stream, I had to go and get a pair of like tweezers and pull the Lego brick out from my heel.
Oh my god, you home aloned yourself.
I did. I really
Oh.
Yeah. People might not know that from this side, and that goes to show what you see on screen isn't everything that's happening.
No.
My poor parents, man. Every Tuesday and Thursday night, they're like, oh, he's going to call again. Which is really weird because it's completely randomized and it always lands on Dad. Like, it always lands on Dad. My dad gets roped into so much shit. It's not even funny. You missed that stream though. He came on for Australia Day and was singing. And my dad can't...
Man. Is it a VOD? Can I go back and watch it?
should still be up. It was on the 26th of January.
Did somebody
so.
at least clip it?
Oh
Okay.
yeah. It should be up there.
Okay.
For the first 45 minutes of the stream, to celebrate Australia Day, he sang some Australian classic songs and some of his favourite songs as well. And he knew coming into it that he was shithouse. And that was kind of the joke, is that he knew he was bad. But he committed to it. And this is the coolest thing, is that my mum and dad have never understood the streaming stuff. I don't think anyone I've lived with has ever understood it. And I feel like it's something you might not understand until you sit behind the screen and start and go live, that you'll ever really understand it. And my dad was here early that day to see me do the setup, to see the stream deck in action, to see how the wheel works, to see all the behind the scenes stuff, and it kind of just clicked to him. He was like, oh, I see what you're doing here. And after that, after doing that stream, he rang me the next day and said, you know what, that was really fucking fun. And for the first time ever, by my dad coming in and doing that stream, he understood it. And that's the one thing I've just been trying to get through to my parents. Not that they're not supportive, but they just didn't get it. And my dad now, when I speak to him, he goes, how was your last stream? And that is the coolest thing for me, because for so long, I feel like I've had that disconnect with my family. They just not that they're not supportive, just don't understand it. My dad now, every time I call him with a wheel spin, it's always, how'd the stream go last night, the next day? And it's kind of like, thanks, Dad. But he's slowly being more requested than I am.
Can I tell a quick story?
Yeah, go for it.
Like, your story brought to my memory my wife, producer Peaches.
She was my
streamed.
She was my 50th follower and got me to affiliate, by the way.
Yes, she was. I do remember that. She got on because I said, hey, you should follow this guy. He's awesome. And she took one look at your stream and she's like, yeah, he's one of us. She streams off and on, but she is more comfortable in a setting where we're playing Jackbox or something. Yeah. I'm right there with her.
Community games.
She was streaming something and she was all by herself. And she's like, deer in the headlights kind of thing. And like after that stream, like I had to get us a drink or I had to hit the restroom or something, and I come back and we do our thing and then we close out the stream and she's like, how in the hell do you do it? I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, how in the hell can you focus on playing a game? How in the hell can you make certain that everything's going good on the computer, and then how in the hell do you keep up in chat? It's like, that in itself is like a full-time job. But you guys that actually do this, that put in the work, you guys can multitask and know what's going on this screen versus this screen versus this screen. She's like, I am in awe. I really didn't understand it until now. Being able to talk to people is great, especially where we've all been in isolation.
Yeah.
And she's like, I loved conversing, but when people are throwing stuff out right and left and I can't keep up, I can't, she's like, I just froze. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, that happens, man. I mean,
and so like behind the scenes is something completely different. Like the way that I feel when I stream and the way that she felt when she streams, it's something that unless you're, doing the deer in the headlight, most of the people on the other side, of the screen that are watching have no idea. Like we'll get someone saying something completely random in the chat and I'll either, bust ass and just laugh my butt off about it, or it'll make me question, what's the intention of this or whatever. But you have to be boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
You've got to be on it. And seriously, once again, it all circles back to mental health.
Yeah, man.
If you take care of yourself, then you can interact. You can, make split-second decisions, see stuff that's happening, and know which way to lead it. Either lead it into wrapping it up. That behavior is not welcome here, which hardly ever happens, because you build a community, you fill it full of people who are like-minded. They have the same morals, the same ideals, that you have. and so everyone looks out for each other. But if your mental health is good, you can do this kind of stuff so much easier. When your mental health, when you're having an off day, it makes it so much harder.
Yeah, dude. I mean, when I look at all the things that I'm doing right now, you know, because there is charity streams, and don't get me wrong, people can pick a charity and play games over a longer period of time, and that's all well and good. That's not how I do things. If I'm going to do something, I'm not jumping in with 2 feet, I'm jumping in with my entire body. And you would know, because you've known kind of in discussions with me, I have been working on this for over 3 months. You know, I've worked on this for over 3 months, and here's just an insight to my mind. All the overlays you see on my channel are done by me. Emotes are done by me. I do commission work for other streamers that need stuff. I have a full-time job, 40 hours a week. I also take the on-call phone for work. I check out other streams. I run a Discord. I haven't even spoke about streaming myself. I have a broken relationship based on trust issues outside of here. I spend so much of my time putting towards this charity stream, not like it's a chore, like I enjoy doing it. But when I hear people say that they don't have time in the day, it confuses me, because I am juggling all that. And if I didn't have all that in my life, my mental health would suck. You know, because I enjoy this platform so much.
You've been working on this for at least 6 months, because about 6 months ago was when you asked me, hey, would you be interested in doing this again?
I originally had it scheduled for November, but COVID took a drastic turn, so we held back. So it probably is 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and when you do something, you do it right. Like you said, you jump in full body, you don't just stick a toe in the pool. You're like, if we're gonna do this, let's go big or go home, because this is something that needs it.
I'll be honest though, I am shitting my pants. Really, like, I am shitting myself, because I've put so much into this. I mean, last year, man, we raised $1,100, which is no short change. But to put it into perspective, last February when I did this, I had 142 followers and didn't really have a community. A year later, we have a community, we have passionate people, we have people that are just, they're promoting me in their streams, and that's insane to me. Someone was doing that the other day, and I told them to stop talking about it, because they were going for 5 minutes, and I was like, alright, calm your shit, this is a stream about you, it's not a stream about me. And Candy, if you're listening, stop it. But honestly, I was just like blown away, and like she said to me, there is no way in hell that you're not getting to your goal of 2,000. We're not going to let that happen. And I was like, man alive, like that's the kind of energy and the people I need around me right now, is the people that aren't just roadblocks for me, but are the ones clearing those roadblocks, whether they know they're doing it or not. But I am shitting myself, man. I am shitting myself. You know, you always have that worry, am I going to be streaming to no one? It's 24 hours, is a long ass time to be sitting here by myself. You know, and that's why I've got other people involved to help me, and you know, you'll be in the later part of the stream, because you'll wake up and bring an all new kind of energy to the stream when I might be feeling not exactly in the best shape, so no pressure.
Speaking of that energy though, and speaking of you saying shitting yourself, there is a possibility that I will be shitting myself, because, and I haven't told you this before, but for Christmas my kids were kind enough to get me a present that I have been saving specifically for this stream.
Oh, I didn't know this. I don't know this. This is the first for me.
It's 10 different levels of hot sauce. And we have Carolina Reaper, Ghost Pepper, Sriracha. So, if we can accomplish the goal, when I stream, if we can get, we'll set goals. I don't know what's realistic within my time frame, but if we can hit goals, I don't know if you would want to set up a Discord thing or what, because where we are streaming a game that's a little bit different and not so much, it's more couch co-op than anything.
Yeah.
But I want to make certain that people see that I'm a man of my word. If I tell you I'm going to torture my bunghole, I'm going to torture my bunghole. So, I mean, I just want to make certain that, it'll all be worth it. I might throw up. If I do, I'm going to have to run off screen. I might spend, a couple hours in the restroom after the stream with, convulsions and whatever and whatnot, but it'll be completely worth it, hopefully, to people. If anyone gets a kick out of it, just to be able to, support this good cause.
Well, what I might do, man, is for yours as well, we might bring up, we might face cam you in as well so people can see what you're going through.
You want to know what? Let's bring it. I will get some more cupcakes. We can put more hot sauce on cupcakes. If you donate X amount, you can get, sauces. We've got a bunch to choose from. So you can, your donation will decide the level of torture you put me through.
And here's the funny thing, is they'll be donating to torture you, and they get to potentially win a prize for doing so.
Win.
I know.
That's all I can say.
We're going to appreciate these guys for doing that. Like, we're going to be like, yo, you've made him
great cause.
You've just...
I'm getting tortured. Possibility to win a prize. It's the trifecta. How can you beat that? How can you argue with that?
It's the Triforce of the stream. Oh no. And you were telling me, why'd you do that with the Lego bricks? Dude, why are you doing that with the bloody hot sauce?
5 years ago, I don't know how, but I got an upper respiratory infection, and I spent 5 days at the hospital. 5 of the loneliest days of my life. I couldn't see my kids really because I didn't have enough strength to even sit up from my bed.
Yeah.
Before I was admitted to the hospital, the only way that I could breathe was to drink hot sauce. It would honestly clear me out enough that I could breathe. Now, I have a good tolerance for it. My body does not show that I have a good tolerance for it. I love spicy food, but as you can see, I'm bald as hell. And so everything just drips down. And it looks like I am being waterboarded. But I like spicy food, even though it looks like I'm dying.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of it. So, Legos, on the other hand, I've stepped on Legos since they were mine when I was a child. And I will never do that if I have a choice.
Have you seen that video?
No, but now I want to. I miss so much because of the time difference and my responsibilities as a dad and husband and stuff.
I'll send you it. I'll send you it.
Yeah, I gotta see it.
Yeah, it is. It sounds cruel. It sounds utterly cruel. Just the crunching noise of it.
I've had a nail go all the way through my foot. And to be honest, I would rather have that happen than have a Lego embedded in my heel.
I mean, we had a 4-liter bucket of Lego. We didn't just have Lego bricks. We had a 4-liter bucket full of Lego. It was just the things you do, man. The things you do for entertainment.
Well, and the things you do for a good cause.
And dude, we're gonna absolutely smash this, There's no way about that. It's just not gonna happen. I mean, the fact that we both bonded over our collection of retro gaming, we've always streamed down the avenue of retro gaming, and for the very, very first time, we actually get to co-op a retro game. And that's a first for us.
Dude, I'm so stoked.
I am so excited.
I mean, we've played Killing Floor 2 together. We've played Realm Royale, but this one is
Friday 13th as well.
Yeah, Friday the 13th. But this one, this is going to be something absolutely special because it's one of my all-time favorite games.
Yeah,
it's got some of the best music ever created for video games. I will fight you if you disagree with me on that. No, I won't really because I'm non-violent. But we will have a verbal confrontation. But
until we shove you full of cupcakes and hot sauce, then you'll
and then I won't be able to say anything. So, but like I am so looking forward to this. It's gonna be a great time.
Yeah, dude.
I'm just truly honored, honestly, that you'd have me back.
Always, man. Always will have you back, dude. There's no doubt in my mind that would ever be that would ever not happen. When I think of my charity streams, you just up the energy, man, more than you probably even realize. It's like today, man, I had a real shit night last night, and I woke up and I was like, I get to talk to Donnie in like 45 minutes. I'm like, oh my, and then they just set the tone for the day. You know what I mean? That's just the kind of energy that I feed off of. I mean, to be dead set honest, when I was first streaming and I found you, when I found you, I was like, of all the people in the streaming world you can look up to, I saw you, and you had like your regulars coming in, and I was like, I want to be like that guy. I said, that guy has got the energy, is saying about the way he connects with the people that come into his streams. Just there's something about that dude that if I could just channel his energy for myself, that would be utterly amazing. Like, that would be just the guy I would want to watch. Doesn't matter that you had 15, 16 people in there, man. I was getting 2. Like, I was looking up to you as like what I want to be as a streamer. And so when you say it's an honor for you to be here, for me, like, you're the chocolate chip cookie of this show. For me. Because even though, even all the things that have happened, like, you're still the guy I look at and go, I am so thankful to have this guy as part of this stream. And I can't promote you enough.
Like, I know this sounds ridiculous, but you're making me tear up, so you better stop.
But yeah, so for me, like, you're the main event where this is concerned. Like, and I say that with just utmost honesty. So.
Thank you. Like, for real, I've told you since the very first day that I stepped in your stream, you were the real deal, and I absolutely loved how you were putting on a show, even though at the time it was just me in there, and I knew big things were going to happen for you, and you were going to do great things because you're a great person. And you say that, you've admired me. I've admired you, just because of the way that I've seen you grow, the way that I've seen you overcome things, deal with things, improve things. I mean, not just on the negative side, but I don't want to say that you've overcome so much and stuff and make it seem like you've had it bad, but I mean, you've taken your success in stride. You've always given back. You don't take anything for granted, and those are all things that I admire the shit out of you for, because you are one of the most real people that I've come across while streaming.
Thanks.
And you deserve nothing but the best. So.
Well, thanks, man. It means a lot. I mean, I'm just doing what I think is what most people should do, not just in a streaming world, but just in a human perspective. I don't see the point of lying and just... It's like, to get something, you've got to give, And if anyone gives to me first, I don't give back because I feel the need to. I give back because I want to. And I remember for those, I acknowledge those who have always chipped in to help me when I've needed it. For those who have been in there to support me when I've needed it, I don't forget that shit. I don't forget. And I think people really do forget where they've come from sometimes, and that's upsetting. You see people go off that road, and you go, man, come on. Like, just, if we remember where we all came from, the world would be a hell of a better place. You know? It really would.
Definitely. And remember that the struggles that we've been through could be the struggles that our neighbors go through. You know, the person that we're walking past at the bus stop. Like, we need to stop being so inconsiderate and, you know, having this entitlement attitude, because we're not in this alone. We're all honestly in this together, and it's better to grow as a group than it is to grow on your own. Because, like I've always said, and this is coming from something that my dad taught me. I used to play ice hockey, and I said I didn't want to be the highlight on the team. I was, you know, a really good defenseman. I didn't want the spotlight on me. I wanted the spotlight to be on my team, because I couldn't carry everything on my shoulders. I, you know, relied on my goaltender, relied on my forwards and everything. And it was, we either win as a team or we lose as a team. But whatever we do as a team, and we put forth the best effort that we can have.
Yeah, man. And that's important.
Most of the people on there, it was their first year playing actual ice hockey. So you've either got to accept that, you know, you're going to lose. And you can either have fun and grow with it, because you're playing against teams that have been together, you know, 3-4 years. Or, you know, you can absolutely hate your time on the ice, or you can appreciate how you grow by watching the people grow around you and growing with them, inserting yourself into a leadership position and just mentoring people. And if people had more of that attitude, like, oh my God, it'd be so nice.
I mean, people forget, you know, Twitch is a group effort. I might be the only one streaming, sure, but my growth ain't gonna happen if I don't have people in there chatting. And people have got to realize, I don't make the streams. They make the streams. Because if it wasn't for their interaction, I wouldn't be doing the things I'm doing.
Oh, and that's 100% truth.
Yeah, the stream wouldn't happen without me, because I have to technically go live, but whatever happens on stream, the conversations that flow, that all comes from someone else coming in there and saying a word. We can't do it alone. A stream can't happen alone. So.
No, that's true. And I mean, it can, but it won't be entertaining to the masses. I mean, me as a streamer, if I'm streaming to myself, I'm still going to have a great time, because it's still something that I enjoy.
Yeah, man.
But it's going to be hard for somebody else to come in and enjoy it without the interaction. And sometimes that's what I think lurkers enjoy the most, is just seeing the interaction between a streamer and his community, you know, the people in his chat. It can make a person, you know, who stumble in not knowing anything but the game that they're playing, be like, this is my kind of energy.
Yeah, that's it, man. Well, we better wrap this up, because we've been going for 56 minutes, and this was meant to be a 15-minute conversation.
Oh, lordy. Oh, shit. You've got a lot of stuff to edit.
I do. But nah, man. It's been good having you here, dude. And, you know, people are watching the stream right now, and they're about to witness the duo of Mr. Donnie Archer and Mr. 616 going toe-to-toe in Donkey Kong Country. It's gonna be great, man. They're watching the stream right now, and they better get excited, because this is the first in the 2.5 years that we've been streaming retro games, Donnie. We're actually playing a retro game together. Finally.
It is about time.
I know. Shit about to go down, and you're about to eat some real spicy cupcakes. So, I thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to sit here and chat. I'm probably going to release this entire video on YouTube as a whole. because it's been pretty important. Which, you know, getting content out of content. And with you, and as far as you're concerned, it's always content when you're here, man. So we're about ready to stand up and fight against mental health and rally into the second half of the stream. And it is so good to have you here, man. I'm so happy to call you a friend and be a family member as well. It's all important, dude. And, you know, let's let the good times roll and let's continue on always being honest and talking about our own mental health with each other and with others. Because that is the most important thing of all. And guys guys always find it hard to do so. So, setting those examples, man.
Well, we do what we can with what we got.
That's exactly it, man. We're going to head back to the stream. Mr. Donnie Archer is about to join us. It's Donkey Kong Country time. Let's stand up and fight.
Let's do it.